أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everybody. Jazakumullah for arriving on time. Let me call a student, myself, A1183 to the mic. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. How are you?
Good, fine, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sweetheart. So we are going to, today's Wednesday, we are going to be reading this dua to start off with, to ask Allah to help us in learning. Are you able to read this by yourself?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay then. So don't forget the Dawood and the Tasmiyah. Okay. And then if you could read it, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا.
MashaAllah, very, very nice. Very, very nice. That was really, really nice. Said right from the heart. MashaAllah, very nice reciting. Okay. If you could do the English translation.
Oh Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge.
Alhamdulillah. And it's from?
Ibn Majah.
MashaAllah, very, very nice. Sweetheart, the eagerness in your voice is a real joy, okay? Alhamdulillah, I hope you always have that joy when you come to reading the Quran, as I hope all students have. Inshallah, we'll call you to the mic again during the class, okay? But for now, Allah Hafiz. Okay, after that very, very nice reading, let's now start the lesson with a reminder of how we are expecting everybody to come to the class, okay? We are wanting everybody to come to the class in wudu, with their teeth brushed. You should all have clean clothes on. Girls should be wearing scarves on their head. Boys should be wearing topis. You should all have logged in with your correct ID. If the in-charge discipline places you into the waiting room, check your ID, okay, and correct it, and then you'll be readmitted. Make sure that you do have somebody sitting with you. We are in week 8 of the course, okay, and we've introduced most of the rules to you now. And when you have a lot of rules, you have to concentrate, you have a lot of things to think about, and that's why having an adult with you who knows what they're doing and knows what you've been taught can help you. You should be sitting in a quiet place, okay? Please, no one is to put their videos on. If you find yourself accidentally putting your video on, switch it off immediately. It's extremely distracting to the teacher, and it's equally annoying to all the students and the parents who are also watching. Okay, now during the class, do not put your hands up. Please don't put your hands up. I know there's a facility there. There are times that a teacher will ask you to put hands up. Until such a time, please don't. Okay? Make sure you listen to the teacher, everything she says, and copy the teacher when she's reading out a letter or a word. It doesn't matter whether you're on the mic or whether nobody else is on the mic. When a teacher is sounding something out, there's a reason why she's sounding it out, and everybody at home should be copying. If a student is on the mic, listen to how that student is reading, and then listen to the feedback from the teacher. When a student reads, the feedback that the teacher will give to that student will be beneficial for that student, obviously, but chances are it'll be beneficial to many other students also. So it's really important that you listen to the feedback. And at the end, just note the homework. And if it's too much to write down in the time that you have, take a photo if you can on your mobile, and then you could come back to it later. I've noticed recently that some students leave the class before the end dua has been read. And actually some students leave the class before even the homework has been set. We start the class asking Allah for His help. And we end the class asking Allah to continue in His help and His assistance to us. Okay, we do want everybody to stay in the class until the teacher has given you permission to leave. You wouldn't leave a live classroom at school unless the teacher has given you permission. Please treat this classroom in exactly the same way. And lastly, if there's any questions or any issues, please feel free to contact the department on this email, and we will endeavour to get back to you fairly quickly. Okay, so today we are going to continue in our theme of revision, and today we are going to tackle a subject known as tashdid. Tashdid tends to be a subject where students have a certain amount of difficulty in grasping. So we're going to spend some time on this subject. Now let me remind you, we taught tashdid in lesson 13, and this is the information that we supplied at the time, and I'll read it again for you. Mushaddad means hardened. A letter with a shadda on top of it is called mushaddad. Instead of writing an identical letter twice in succession, the Arabic writing system writes it once and places a small W-shaped sign called a shadda on top of it to indicate the doubling of consonants. A mushaddad letter must be stressed appropriately in the pronunciation. And if I can remind you, this small W here is the shadda that we're talking about, okay? This means that underneath it, this bar with this shadda on top is known as a mushaddad bar, and it means that there are in fact two bars here, but only one has been written. This W tells us that there's two. Okay, so we did this exercise some weeks back, and today we are going to revise. And as I say, some students, many students in fact, do struggle when it comes to tashdid. And so we're going to spend some time breaking down how to handle a word which has got a shadda or a mushaddad letter within it. Okay, so we're going to go through this few slides where we're going to talk about tashdid step by step. And we're going to focus on this particular word here that I'm circling, okay? And we're going to go through the steps that you should do when you are faced with a word that you're going to attempt to read. And there are some steps. And the first thing you should do is use your eyes, okay? Don't engage your tongue. Don't say anything. Don't make any sounds. Just use your eyes and take in what's in front of you. The first thing that you should notice is this, that the letter is dhal, and that the stroke on top of it is a dhamma. Okay? Here we have a dhal, there's a dhamma on the top. Just notice it with your eyes, and then let your eye float over to the next letter. And notice on that one here, okay, this is the second thing you do. Note that there is a tashdid on top, and that the letter is a lam. This here is a lam mushaddad. We know it's a lam, okay, because of the shape it is. In case you ever get confused and think it might be an alif, the easy way to understand that this is not an alif is that this particular letter is joining in to another one. An alif never ever joins into another letter, okay? So that's how you'll know that this is definitely not an alif, okay? So we've noticed that this is a dhal, there's a dhamma on the top. We then look at the fact that there's a lam mushaddad. And then once we've noticed that, we understand that there will be joining, because mushaddad means that you are going to join that particular letter onto something else as well. So the third thing you do is actually do the joining, make the joined sound. And you have to make sure that you sound both letters. In this case, this is a dhal with a dhamma. It has to join on to a lam mushaddad. Dhul. Dhul. Once you've got a handle of that, then look at the fact that the stroke with the lam is a kasra. So you add the sound that the kasra will then make with the lam. A lam with a kasra makes a sound li. li. Once you've taken all of that information in with your eyes and you've practiced it, put the two things together. Zulli. Zulli. The important thing to remember is that you must make sure that both letters are sounded. Another important thing you've got to remember is that you've got to press down on the mushaddad letter, and you've got to make the whole sound with one movement of the tongue. You must make it smooth. What you mustn't do, and listen very carefully, is say dhul li. Don't break the sound, okay? Dhul li. Make it with one movement of the tongue, and this is how it should sound. Dhul li. Dhul li. I pressed down on the lam and then I made the li sound. Once you've got a handle on that, you know that there are more letters following, so you've then got to tackle those. So we'll now move on to the next slide and tackle those. The fifth thing you've got to do, if I just take you back, there were 4 steps. 1, you notice the letter. 2nd, you notice that there was a tashdid. 3rd, you practice the joining. And 4th, you added in the kasra. Okay, so you've gone through 4 steps. The 5th thing you do in this word is notice here that this is a lam and it carries a fatha. Just let your eyes take that in. A lam carrying a fatha. Let your eyes then float on to the next letter and notice that the letter is a ta and it carries a sukoon. This is a sakin ta. Here we have a sakin ta. And sukoon also indicates that there will be joining of 2 letters. So what you have to do is make the joined sound. And you have to remember to make sure that you sound both of the letters. Okay? So this is a lam with a fatha, a sakin ta, lat. Lat. Once you've done that, then you put everything together. Finally, put everything together and make complete sounds of all the letters. So, here we have a dhulli, here we have a lat. Join them together, dhullilat, dhullilat. And that's how to deal with tashdid. Okay, it's just a series of steps, and you have to make sure that you sound all the letters and that you don't rush through them, that you press down appropriately. Now, that's what we're going to revise in the first part of the lesson. And we are going to go through this exercise in a moment. But I want to point out that there are other rules also that you've been taught and you have to remember them. And I will point them out, the things that I'm going to be listening out for. You have to remember that some letters, when you read them, they're thick and heavy. And you have to round your mouth as you say them. Now, if you can't remember what those letters are, you should go back to exercise 2.2, page 22 of your lessons, and you will find that in an alphabet there, in red, will be highlighted the letters that are thick and heavy. In this particular exercise, I've pointed them out. Here, we have a thick and heavy letter, a qaf. This here is also a thick and heavy letter, to, to. Here we have another thick and heavy letter, kho, kho. When you read thick and heavy letters, you have to round your mouth, okay? So, now that I've explained the things that you've got to do and the things you've got to look out for, let's now move on to the actual exercise. And if I may have a student on the mic again, please. Assalamu alaikum. 1145. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, darling. Are you a 1145?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Good.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, sweetheart. Now, we are going to, with yourself, have a go at reading this first word here, okay? Now remember the rules that I've the steps that I've just gone through. Have a go at reading this. Okay, let's go through it step by step, okay? First thing you've got to do is, let me just get my hand here, okay? Is notice the first letter. This is a gaf and it carries a dhamma, okay? Let your eye float over to the next letter and notice that there's the shteed here sitting on top of a waw mushaddad. Join, ignore everything else. Ignore this kasra, ignore these two letters here. Just notice that there's a gaf with a dhamma and then a waw mushaddad. Just join those two together. Well done, well done. Then, okay. Then notice that there's a kasra with the waw. That makes the sound we. Okay. Well done, that's right. Good. We. Well done. And then join these. Okay, this is good. Rat. There's a ra with a fatha. Let your eye float over to the next letter. There's a ta sakin. A ta with a sukoon on the top, ta sakin. There's going to be joining. Let's join them then. Rat. Rat. Well done. And then put everything together and say Guvirat.
Guvirat.
Beautiful, mashallah. Okay, have a go at this next one here then.
Qad.
Well done.
Ma.
Well done. Okay, and now try and put them together through.
Pandama.
Okay. Okay, that was quite a good attempt. Okay, let's break it down again. Okay, we have a letter here. It's a thick and heavy letter. A qaf. Say it with me. Qaf. Okay, try and round your mouth and try and get the sound from right at the back of your throat. Qaf.
Qaf.
Well, that's right. Okay. It has a fatha on the top. Let your eye
What you said, I said, and then she said yes.
Okay, sweetheart, if you just listen, okay? This is a qaf with a fatha. The next letter is a tashdid on top of a dal. Okay, it's a mushaddad dal. Ignore everything else. Ignore the fatha there. Ignore the next letter. Join these two and make sure that you make this a heavy sound. Do that for me, darling.
Fad.
Well done. One more time, but listen to how I'm going to read it. Odd.
Qad.
Well done, well done. Now there's a fatha on the top. That will make the sound as a da. So then you say odd. Da.
Qadda.
Well done. Don't forget, it's thick and heavy sound. Round your mouth. Odd. Da.
Qadda.
Beautiful, mashallah. Very nice. And then a meme with the fatha. Ma.
Ma.
Well done. Qaddama.
Qaddama.
Round your mouth with the qaf. Qaddama.
Qaddama.
Well done. Okay, so repeat with me. Okay. Quvirat.
Quvirat.
Qaddama.
Qaddama.
Okay, very, very nice. Sweetheart, just make sure that you practice on your thick and heavy sounds, okay? Round your mouth. Jazakumullah and Allah Hafiz for now. Another student, please. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 3. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you, darling?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sweetheart. So with yourself, let's have a go at this particular word here.
Kana bin
Okay, okay. Let's do the steps as we did earlier on, okay? What is this letter here?
Key.
Okay, yes, it is the sound that it would normally make. I'm just asking you to tell me what the name of the letter that I'm just going over with my hand is.
Ka.
Yes, it's a kaf, okay? The letter has an F at the end, yeah? Kaf. Say it with me, kaf.
Ka.
Well done. It has a kasra with it, okay? Just notice that with your eyes, okay? You don't need to say anything, but let your eye go to the next letter and notice that there's a shadda on top of it is dal, okay? This is the dal. The dot is here, dal. It's a mushaddad dal. Ignore everything else. Ignore this. Ignore everything here. Just notice that there's a kaf with a kasra and a dal mushaddad. Join those two.
Kina.
Okay, this is a dal, darling, yeah? You are thinking that this is a noon because it has this sort of shape and it has one dot. But a noon, I'm going to see if there is an example of one here, and there isn't, okay? A noon would look differently. This is a dal, okay? When you join these, this is give. Repeat with me, give.
Key.
That's right. Don't forget, this letter has to be sounded also. Give.
Ki.
Okay, well done. There's a vertical fatha here, okay? Vertical fatha has a timing of 2 seconds, okay? So you have to put that into practice as well, okay? This dal with the vertical fatha will say the.
The.
Beautiful, mashallah. Then you put everything together. Give the.
Give the.
Very, very nice. You pronounce the kaf, you pronounce the dal, you press down, you made sure both of those letters were sounded, and the timing with this vertical fatha was just right. Very nice. Okay, so then what you do, you move on to here. First of all, recognize this letter, which is
Ta.
well done. It has a fathatain on top of it, a tanveen, and you have to remember that when you see that sign, that there is a 2-second nasal sound that you make. Can you remember what you have to do when you see this?
Yeah.
So let's have a listen. Okay, let me help you. Bun. Very nice. Okay. Put everything together. Give the bun.
Give bun.
Very nice. Okay. Very, very nice. Make sure when you're coming across the one which has the shdeed involved that you join. You make both letters. You make the sound for both letters. You pay attention to the timing. And then you make sure that any tanveen is also pronounced. So one more time. Give the bun.
Give the bun.
Very nice. Okay, so let's have a go at this one here then.
Okay. U. Utti. La. Lat.
Oh, very, very nice. That was actually very, very nice. Yes, you've managed that actually quite nicely. So let's just break it down for everybody. This is the fine. With the dhamma on the top. You let your eye flow to the next letter and notice that this is a tashdid here on top of the heavy sound. Stop. You join these two. Well done. Ut. Ut. So if you read that with me, Ain, Dhamma, followed by Mushaddad Dot. Well done. You bring the kasra into play. Utti.
Sorry, something's going wrong.
Okay, what's going wrong, darling? Can you not hear me?
No, it's gone. Huh?
Can you see the screen, darling?
Better now.
Okay. So, okay then, so let's just finish reading this letter, this word, okay? Utilat.
Qubbilat.
Utilat.
Qubbilat.
Okay, this is an ayn. Utti.
Qaddi.
Darling, ayn. Utti. That. Okay. Okay, let's see. Thank you so much for your time. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now.
Hafiz.
Okay, before we have another student, let me just remind you that although we are reading just small combinations of letters, okay, we are taking these from the Quran Majid. And it's extremely bad manners when somebody is reading from the Quran Majid to have background noise, to be talking, to have other things going on in the background. Now, it's understandable if you're doing something and the telephone rings, you can't help that. But to have such noise in the background isn't appropriate when you're reading from the Quran Majid. And everybody at home should actually endeavor to be in a place where there is some peace and quiet so that we can actually concentrate. Everything that we're teaching here to yourselves, some of you are paying quite a lot of attention to, and you'll want to come back and listen to the recordings. If all you're hearing is background television noises or background family noises, it's not fair. Okay? So I would really urge everybody to pay attention to their surroundings. Okay, if I may have another student, please. Okay, A1171. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, darling. How are you?
I'm okay.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so sweetheart, you have got a big word here. Okay, so let's see how you cope with that.
Saya
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is where we use our eyes and we, okay, 1 second. There are two students that have their videos on. Nasra N1241, please switch off your video. Jazakumullah. Okay, so sweetheart, let's go through all of these step by step, okay? Let's first of all use our eyes, okay, before we make any sounds. Tell me, let me get this hand here. What is this letter here?
Sin.
Well done. It's a sin. It carries a
Fatha.
beautiful, mashallah. Well done. So what is the sound that will make?
Sa.
Very, very nice. Yes. Make it a little bit thinner. Sa.
Sa.
Okay. Now then, what is this next letter here?
Ya.
Well done. Well done. That was very, very well spotted. The two dots are at the bottom. So this is a ya. What does it carry?
Fatha.
Okay, well done. Now don't make any sounds. Just let your eye float to the next letter and tell me what the letter is.
Ta.
It's a
Ta.
thal. Thal.
Zal.
Okay, well done. There is a tashdid on the top. Okay, this is a mushaddad thal. Now ignore this fatha at the top. Just ignore that for the moment. Notice that this is a mushaddad thal. This ya with the fatha is going to join with this mushaddad thal. Join just those two together.
Sayada.
No, don't put the fatha into play. Just join the ya and the dhal.
Yada.
Okay, ya with the fatha with the dhal mushaddad will make the sound yad.
Yad.
Well done. Okay. Bring the scene into play. Sayad.
Sayad.
Well done. That's fine. That's as far as I want you to go for now. Now, tell me, what is the stroke here on top of the vowel?
Fatha.
Beautiful, mashallah. Well done. Okay. Now let your eye flow to the next letter and tell me, what is this letter here?
Ka.
Gaf. Okay. Gaf.
Ka.
Okay. Just say the letter, darling. Don't pay any attention to the signs at the moment, yeah? Gaf.
Ka.
Well done. The gaf has a tashdid on the top. This is a mushaddad gaf. Okay. That means that there's going to be some joining. This gaf is going to join with this dal, which already is joining with the ya, which is why this is a big word. Okay. But that's fine. We just do it step by step. This dal with the fatha is going to join with the gaf. Dhak.
Dhak.
Well done. So let's put everything that we've just done together. Sayadhak.
Sayadak.
Okay. Don't stretch it, darling. Sayadhak.
Sayadak.
Well done. Then there's a fatha on top of the gaf, and that makes the sound ga.
Ka.
Well done. Sayadhaka.
Sayadaka.
Beautiful, mashallah. You pressed down on the dal, you did press down on the gaf also, and you made sure that all the sounds have been sounded out. Read this last letter in black with its stroke.
Ru.
Well done. Okay, not too long. Ru.
Ru.
Well done. Then put everything together that you've just done.
Sayadakaru.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. That was really impressive. This is a difficult word for many people to read. Mashallah, you did that really, really well. And alhamdulillah, you have the perfect environment behind you. Absolutely no background noise, which is really, really helpful. Jazakumullah for that. Let's move to this particular letter, this word here with yourself, darling. Okay, look. Yeah. See if you can make this out.
Zu. Jad.
Okay, that was such a lovely attempt. That was really, really well done. Okay, let's just go through it so that you can really tighten it, okay?
Okay.
Za with a zama,
Za.
with a zama. Okay.
Su.
Zub.
Zu.
And then wow with the kasra, zubi.
Zuvi.
Well done. Jim with the fatha, followed by ta sakin. These two are going to join. Jat.
Jat.
Well done. Zuvijat.
Zuvijat.
Well done, well done. You read that first time very, very nicely. All that you needed to do was just tighten it up. And that's something that will come with practice, okay? You've got all the basics there, mashallah. Really, really nice reciting. Jazakumullah for that. Allah Hafiz for now, sweetheart. Okay, one more student, please. Okay, so we've just had a 1171, I think, and now we've got N1242. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, darling. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sweetheart. So let's have a go at reading this word with yourself.
Tasadda.
Beautiful. That was very, very, very nice. Okay, you've recognized all the letters. You've joined them very, very nicely. Your timing is very nice. One thing that you didn't do is this particular letter here is a thick and heavy sound. Okay, so when you read it, round your mouth. Tasod. Da.
Tasadda.
Very nice. This is a ta, okay? This is a thin sound, so don't round your mouth on this one. Ta, ta, so, da.
Tasadda.
Very nice. Okay, so let's now make sure that the dal, okay, here is also a thin sound. Okay, this is a thin sound, this is a thick and heavy sound, this is a thin sound. Da so da.
تصدى
Okay, Sriha, what you will need to do is make sure that when you're reading through the exercises as part of your homework, record yourself and then listen back and pay attention to whether you're reading the letters that are thick and heavy in the proper fashion and when they're thin in the proper fashion. You seem to recognize your letters and you know actually how to join. Okay, you just need to practice, I think, on your thick and heavy sounds. Have a go at, let me find one which would have, okay, this one actually would be sufficient. Have a go at reading this one.
أخر
Very nice, very, very nice. MashaAllah, your reading is actually very, very nice. You did that just right, okay? You joined the two letters here. Just right, you pressed down on the mushaddad kha. You actually made that as a thick and heavy sound. And then your timing on the ra for 1 second was just spot on. Akhara.
أخر
Well done, mashallah. Okay, sweetheart, thank you so much. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. Okay. Allah Hafiz. Okay, now before we have another student, I'm just going to move on to the revision of the next topic that we were going to do today, which is a specialized case of mushaddad letters, okay? And it's when we have mim mushaddad and noon mushaddad. Now, before we actually do some practice, let me remind you where you were taught these. In lesson 14, you were taught about nasalization. Let me remind you. Ghunna means a sustained nasal sound that is emitted from the nose pipe. Mim and Noon are the only two letters which emit this sustained nasal sound when they bear the sign of Shadda. The duration of Ghunna should not be less than 2 counts or 2 seconds. Now that's what you were taught. Let me take you back to the revisions. Okay, so what that means is that when you see a Noon mushaddad, as is the case here, or when you see a Mim mushaddad, as is the case here, you treat them in the normal way as all mushaddad letters. You do the joining with the previous letters, you do the stressing of the sound, but you also do a 2-second nasal sound as well, okay? In the case of a Noon, is an, and in the case of a Mim, is okay? So there's just one extra thing to remember when you see a Noon mushaddad and a Mim mushaddad. Now, let's have a student on the mic and let's see how we cope. Okay, 1141 is on the mic. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. So we are going to practice on this particular word that I've just highlighted. Have a go.
Makannahu.
MashaAllah. What might you say to that, really? That was just beautifully read. For everybody else at home, let me just go through what this young man has just done. He's joined the mim with the fatha to the gaf mushaddad, and he's made sure that he's pressed down on the gaf. Okay, 1 second. May I just have this student mute for a second? Okay, let me just go through this. Okay, sweetheart, I'll bring you back to the mic in a moment. There was just some feedback, okay? So bear with me for a moment. He read this very, very nicely. He made sure he pronounced the mim, he pronounced the gaf, and he stressed on the gaf. He then made sure that he pronounced the gaf and the noon. Not only that, he pressed down on the noon and he did the 2-second gunna sound. The timing on the vertical fatha was spot on, and then the timing on the inverted dhamma at the end for 2 seconds was also spot on. That's why he read that the word Very, very nicely. Now I'm going to call him back onto the mic. Okay. A1141. Assalamu alaikum again.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay then, so have a go at reading this one here. Very, very nice. Okay. The one thing I would say to you is when you join these two together, okay, the meme does make the sound, but when you do the meme, okay, sweetheart, I'm just going to mute you again because there's feedback when you, yes, okay, when you come onto the mic. When you do the tanveen, it's a n sound, a n sound at the end, okay? So it's summun. When you read it as if it was a mum, okay? Which isn't the case, it's mun. Summun. Let me call you back to the Assalamu alaikum again, darling. So have another go at this.
Summun.
Very, very nice. Sweetheart, that was very, very nice reading. You're obviously putting the practice in and continue like that. Allah Hafiz for now. I'll make another student on the mic. Okay. N1260. Assalamu alaikum. N1260.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, darling. Sweetheart, have we listened to you today?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. Okay, sweetheart, so have a go at reading this word here.
Manan.
Oh, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yes. Yes, I can't say anything to that. Actually, that was very, very nice. This young Nasra has made sure that she's pronounced the meme and the noon, and she's pressed down on the noon because it's mushaddad. She's also done the 2-second gunna sound, and then she's activated the tanveen at the top as well. So she's read that very nicely. Mannan. Repeat with me, sweetheart. Mannan.
Manan.
Very nice. Okay, then have a go at this one.
Aimatan.
Very, very nice. Mashallah. How old are you, sweetheart?
6.
Mashallah. And your reading is so, so nice. And you've paid attention to all of those rules. Really nice reading. Have one more go, but make sure that when you do the meme hunna, it's for 2 seconds, okay?
Okay. Aiman. Aimatan.
Very, very nice. Beautiful reading, darling. You have the makings of a very, very nice reciter, mashallah. Jazakumullah and Allah Hafiz for now. If I can have another student on the mic. Okay, A1152. Okay, 1 second. Let me just find where he's gone there. A115. Okay, here we are. A1152.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam, darling. Okay, sweetheart, can we see how you read this one here, please?
La'azunnuhu.
Very, very nice. Have another go. Pay attention to this and also this letter.
La'azunnuhu.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, your recognition of everything is very nice, and your knowledge of the rules is also there. Okay, what I was picking up on was the fact that this is a thick and heavy sound. So round your mouth as you say this zo. Okay, and the timing on here at the end is for 2 seconds. One more time.
La'azunnuhu.
Very, very nice. Yes, that was very nice reading. One time with myself as well. Yeah. La'azunnuhu.
La'azunnuhu.
Zunnuhu.
Zunnuhu.
لأظنه.
لأظنه.
Very, very nice. Yes. Mashallah. Okay, this one here.
حملت.
Very nice. Yes. You've got that completely right. This young man has made sure that he's pronounced the ha and the meme. He's made sure he's joined them. He's pressed down on the mushaddad meme. He's also made the 2-second ghunna, hummi, and then he's joined the 2 letters here, the sakin ta and the lam, lat, and he's made sure that he's pronounced both sounds. Very nice. Read it one more time, darling.
حملت.
Beautiful, mashallah. Jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. One more student, please.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, darling. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 2.
3, 2.
And 1, 2, 3, 2.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, darling. How are you?
Fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, then, sweethearts. Have a good read in this particular word here.
Fatannaka.
Very, very nice. Yes. Okay then. Okay, sweetheart. Now just concentrate, okay? And look at the screen. Make sure that there's no sound behind you, okay? So that everybody else can hear as well. Let's just do this one more time and break it down, yeah? This is a fa with a fatha, fa.
Fa.
Well done. This is a ta with a fatha, but straight afterwards is a noon mushaddad. So we're going to join the 2 letters together. We're going to press down on the noon. We're going to do a 2-second ghunna. Okay? Dun.
Dun.
Well done. Then we're going to bring this vertical fatha into play and add a 2-second sound there. Dun na.
Dun na.
Well done. For all the 3 together. Fatanna.
Fatanna.
And then the kaf with the fatha, ka.
Ka.
Fatannaka.
Fatannaka.
Well done. Now one more time, but make sure when you do the ghunna on the noon and the stretch with the vertical fatha, try and make them both equal. Make them 2 seconds each.
Fatannaka.
Beautiful, mashallah. Very nice. Okay, let's have a go at this big one here.
Ya. Use. Ya. Should.
Well done. Yes, that's fine.
Ya. Should. Dun.
Well
Dun.
done.
Dannaka.
Okay, that was a very, very good attempt. Very, very good attempt, okay? Let's break it down, okay? There was only this one thing here that you didn't do the timing on correctly, but let's just break it down, okay? Ya with the fatha makes the sound ya.
Ya.
Well done. Let's now work on these 2. This is a thick and heavy sound here, this letter. It's a sod, okay? Let your eye flow to the next letter and you see that there's a mushaddad dal. So you know that these 2 here are going to join. Sud.
Should.
Well done. Okay, now notice I didn't try and get everything done all at once. I did the ya, then I did the sud. Now, let's put these 3 together now. Ya sud.
Ya. Should.
Well done. Now we've got dal here with the fatha. Let our eye flow to the next one. This is a noon, but this is also a mushaddad noon, okay? So we know that we're going to join that to the previous letter. We've got to press down on it, but we have to make sure we do a 2-second ghunna as well. Okay, so this dal with the fatha will join on to this noon mushaddad. Done.
Done.
Well done. Okay, now notice I only practiced that. I didn't try and put all of the things together. Let's now put the things together that we've done so far. Yasuddan.
Yasuddan.
Well done. Fatha on top of the noon. Na.
Na.
Well done. Yasuddanna.
Yasuddanna.
Very nice. And then at the end we have a kaf with the fatha. Ka.
Ka.
Yasuddannaka.
Yasuddannaka.
Very nice. This dal, yeah, is a thin sound. You don't need to round your mouth. So one more time. Yasuddannaka.
Yasuddannaka.
Beautiful, mashallah. Very, very nice reading. Sweetheart, I forget now. Did you read this one as well?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Allah Hafiz for now. Very, very nice reading. Another student. Jazakumullah, sweetheart. Okay, so we have a 1168 on the mic now. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum.
How are you, darling?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay then, sweetheart. Have a go at reading this one here.
Yummy.
Well done. Very, very nice. There's nothing I can add to that. Actually, that was very, very nice reading. Okay. Here.
Unna.
Very, very nice. One more time, but just pay attention to this word here.
Unna.
Okay, very nice. Okay, let's just work on this end bit here, yeah? This is an ayn. Okay, carries a fatha. Straight afterwards is a noon mushaddad. Okay, so we know we've got to join these two together. We have to press down on the noon. We have to do a two shakl gunna. Okay, with a noon sound, darling. There's no meme. Okay, well done. And then the fatha at the top here, na. Anna. Well done. Now read all of it together now.
Unna.
Okay, this is an ayn, darling, yeah? It's a thin sound, okay? Anna.
Anna.
Well done. Lananzi anna.
Lananzi unna.
Okay. Okay, sweetheart, not to worry yet. You will need to practice on the fact that
hard.
okay? Anna.
Anna.
Well done. Okay. So let's have a go at reading this word here.
Li jahannama.
Very, very nice reading. Yes, very, very nice reading. I can't really add anything to that. Li jahannama.
Li jahannama.
Beautiful, mashallah. Okay, sweetheart, jazakumullah. Allah Hafiz for now. And if I could have all the students. Thank you so much. Jazakumullah, darling. Okay, so now we are coming to we are coming to the end of our class. Okay, your nasalization, the students that I've heard, has been very, very good. The tashdid that we practiced on a little earlier requires a little bit of work, but with practice, as with all things, it all, inshallah, will fall into place. Think of it as riding a bike. When you first get onto a bike, you're wobbling everywhere and you have to have stabilizers, and then your mum and your dad chasing down the road with you. But as you practice and you're wobbling along, after a while, you find that you don't need anybody with you, but the stabilizers help. And after a while, you take off one stabilizer and then you take off another one. And then before you know it, you're cycling very fast in a straight line. And that's because you practice. And it's the same with this reading. The more you practice, the more your eyes will recognize everything, the more your tongue will know how to move itself to make the right sounds. You have to practice, okay? And with practice, inshallah, everything will come. Okay, so now let's move on and let me show you what the homework is today, okay? Today is Wednesday and we revised the topic of tashdid. And the homework that you've got tonight is to practice from your previous lessons, exercise 13.2. I'll show this to you in a moment, okay? Practice exercise 13.2. Remember, mushaddad joins. Make sure you sound both of the letters. Press down on the mushaddad letter. Don't rush through the mushaddad letters. This exercise, please practice it till you're fluent. For your reference, it's on page 46, and I will now show it to you so that you can recognize it when you get to look at your either printed copies, or if you have the actual book, here it is. If you actually have the book, you can just bring it up in your book as well. Exercise 13.2 on page 46 as part of the tashdid lesson, okay? Practice as much of this as you possibly can, but whatever you do, wherever you reach, make sure you're fluent with it, okay? And the other part that we revised today was nasalization. And for your homework on that, you need to practice exercise 14.3. Again, I will show you that in a moment. And this exercise practices both the mim and the noon gunna. Remember, nasalization is a special case of tashdid, and do exactly as you would do with the mushaddad. And just remember that there's a 2-second gunna also. Practice that exercise till you're fluent. And for your reference is page 47. And if I was to show you, it's on page, there's the lesson nasalization. Let me just bring it down like this. Okay, there's exercise 14.3, and it practices both the noon mushaddad and the mim mushaddad, okay? And if you can practice that, you'll get practice not only on your tashdid, but also on your nasalization as well. Okay, so I'll just bring that up just in case anybody was still taking note of that. Now, there are some of you who are quite advanced in your recitation, and if you feel that you don't need to practice on your mushaddad or your nasalization, okay, do the Quran practice, read from the Quran. But just remember that we haven't taught you all the rules just yet, okay? We are revising what we've done so far this week. So you'll only be able to read the words that you have been taught all the rules for. When you're practicing, make sure you read in front of someone who already knows how to read the Quran. Now, today we didn't do any Quran practice because we needed to practice and revise on tashdid and nasalization. But we suggest that you use simple Arabic font. And this week we've been using chapter 2, verses 77 to 84, sorry. And if you don't have a hard copy at home, you can easily view by going to alislam.org, clicking on Holy Quran, and then choosing the simple Arabic font, and then chapter 2, verse 47. Sorry, I'm not reading my numbers properly today. Chapter 2, verse 77. Is quite easy to get to. Okay, so inshallah, I have helped in revision today. And what we'll do now is have a student come back to the mic and we will read the end dua. May I have a student on the mic? Assalamu alaikum. That's student A1145. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. Okay, sweetheart. So we are going to read this end dua here. Okay. If you can read and follow with me. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay. Would you like to read it by yourself?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Allahumma
Allahumma
marhamni
marhamni
bil Qur'an
al-Qur'an
bil azim.
al-Azim.
MashaAllah. And the English translation?
Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran.
Okay, sweetheart. Thank you for your time. Jazakumullah to everybody for your attendance. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah.